How are you? Hi, everybody. How are you today?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Vegas. 108 degrees. If you ain't frying, you ain't cooking, baby. What's up, everybody?
You just say anything. If you're not crying, you're cooking.
If you ain't frying, you ain't cooking.
Well, okay. All right. All right.
Yeah,
I forgot you live in Perryland. Okay,
yeah.
child. Listen to
Got
this.
my own world,
Uh,
Harry's world.
I feel like okay, we got a lot going on today. Just a couple quick stories, but very good stories. We're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how they're reopening the Mathew Perry case from Friends. Now, supposedly he died of an overdose. So, uh, we'll talk about that. That's. Did you ever watch Friends? No, you don't watch TV, do you?
No, he is that the guy from Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
Anyway,
mean
he's
I
real
know.
popular.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. Yeah.
Someone says it's hot in Kansas.
Shit,
Is
it's
it
hot
Vegas
everywhere.
hot? This
I
is
think
like
so. The East Coast was having like a heat wave or something rolling through there.
listen to this. Hold on, you guys. I got to go through the chat really quick. It's freezing in South Africa.
Damn.
Freezing? It's like 110 here. That's crazy. What up, Perry Peeps? Hi, you guys. Anyway, okay, so let me get back into it. So we got three quick stories we're going to share with you today. One is the Mathew Perry story, which is very interesting because I don't know. It's just, I really liked Friends and all of that. And when they said that he overdosed, I just believed him because he was struggling with drug abuse for so many years. Then we're going to talk about Justin Timberlake performing at Vegas yesterday drunk.
Well, he said he went. He said, "I told you I couldn't stop." Look,
I thought I told you.
what did he say? I told you we
I thought
can't
I
stop.
told you that we won't stop.
Yeah,
Child, that's messy. And then we're going to talk about Down with the Derricos. Now, this case is getting a lot of attention. I don't cover the show, but I watch the show, but I don't cover it. We're going to talk about all the scams they got going on. A
yeah,
lot. I mean, Perry, how long did it take us on that? It was just a mess, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, it's a lot, but I don't know who to cover the show. Really, I mean, the show is a mess. It's
It's
like
a
a freak
mess.
show to me, and something about it just didn't seem right. Either they was out for money, or they
Perry.
both, No, I'm just saying, just in my opinion, they both was mentally ill. I
You
mean,
can't say that. They live in Vegas. We live in Vegas. They
I know,
flip
no,
houses. We flip houses.
it's just my true opinion. But we're not going to have no Brady Bunch times two in the hood. I mean, it's just not gonna happen. But I'm just saying that's just my opinion of the show. When I seen it, you see something, oh, it's interesting. But look, after a while, we having too many kids just to love kids. Now, either it's a scam somewhere, shit ain't right. But because I
Now,
don't know no woman, and I'm from a big family of
Perry.
8. I'm a big family of 8, and that was back in the day. I'm older. Nobody do that shit these days. You can't afford one child. Damn sure can't afford two. And I don't know how many they got. They got over 12, 13. I don't know. They got a large number.
14.
Right.
14.
I'm just
But
saying.
one
For real.
passed, and there's one that they don't
They
claim.
don't even sell houses with those many bedrooms. And even if they was gonna share them, it's hard to find a 7-bedroom house. I mean, to me, it just seemed like
Oh
it's
my
just like a coat kind of thing, or
Perry. So what's gonna happen if you run into these people
no,
and
no,
they
no.
see you
I
on
mean,
the internet
and
dragging them?
I just say that was my understanding. I just didn't understand who you really were. I just thought it was sort of odd that a couple that was struggling keep wanting to go. And really, I don't
Perry.
even know where they had time to, with 14 kids, 15. How you even like, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna go out down to Target to get some Similac and some Huggies. I'll be right back. And baby, we got to get it in for the next one. Come on. I don't even know. He got a hell of a lot of stamina. I'm just saying something just not right about the situation to me. But when I seen the show, I'm just telling you why I didn't watch it. Like it was just
Like
sort of weird. I was like, well, shit.
Perry.
Well,
Perry.
they had to have The neighbors help out. The tag team to help. I mean, it's the same show, right? The neighbors will come and meet up at 7 o'clock. About 5 or 6 neighbors to help them dress all the kids, walk them to the bus stop. And then one time I seen them, they went and got their own van, like a big custom ass. It looked like one of those tour
Let's
buses in
just
Vegas.
go into it when we get to that story. We're not starting out with the
I
child.
know, but I was just saying that. I don't know. My bad. We just talking about that
Damn,
story.
something is wrong with Perry. Let's start out with Mathew Perry because this is very interesting. Okay, we all know Mathew Perry from Friends. Everybody but Perry. Everybody watched them in the 90s. Friends was so big. It was up there with Seinfeld. I used to come home every Thursday, and it came on at 8 o'clock Pacific, and I watched it for years. I thought it was funny. I thought it was a good show. But Mathew always struggled with substance abuse. I see they don't have his picture on here. Here you go. He's always struggled with substance abuse to the point that even in the beginning, when he was just trying to make his way in Hollywood, he was still struggling with substance abuse. So when I heard that he OD'd on a drug called ketamine, this is like the newest sedative drug that everybody's using, ketamine. I believe I did a story on another person, but they're mixing ketamine and weed. And, if you can find any drug to misuse, the people are going to misuse it. So, but he was always addicted to pills, probably that he got prescribed from his doctor because he was really famous. But anyway, they're reopening the case, and they're reopening the case because they're saying that it's a really famous, well-known celebrity that they need to question because they now had information that says that she gave him the medicine or drugs, whatever you want to call it, before he left him in the tub. I mean, not the tub. What is it called? The jacuzzi. Left him in the jacuzzi. Now, if you do any kind of downers, right, and you get in a warm bath, like Whitney Houston, warm bath, it really suppresses, suppresses your breathing. It's like, because the warm bath is relaxing your body anyway, and it's just a recipe for disaster to be under the influence of any kind of sedative and go take a bath because you're going to fall asleep and you're going to fall into the water. I'll put it that way. So that's what happened to Mathew Perry. Now let's read the article. It says earlier this week, authorities seized an iPhone and a laptop of a famous female celebrity in connection with the October 2023 death of Friends actor Mathew Perry, who played the lovable Chandler Bing alongside actresses Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, and Jennifer Aniston, and fellow actors Matt LeBlanc and David Schwimmer. Now, the word on the street is, the gossip is that it was Courtney Cox. The reason I don't believe it was Courtney Cox, because they said she's really famous and A-list. That would fit Courtney Cox for television. She was, really up there. But this person also has a very famous husband. I don't know if you would consider David Arquette that famous. I don't consider David Arquette that famous. I don't know, but they're saying it's Courtney Cox. Now, if it is Courtney, before I read this, they all had a really close relationship. They were like family. They were the first cast that understood the assignment, and they asked for raises for everybody so there wouldn't be a breakout star. And then favoritism will start happening. They always remained together as a group. And what one did, they all did. So this is the way to do show business. Because if you try to be the breakout star, they might not, people start hating you. She thinks she's all that and this, that. And, then you start asking for a little money, and sometimes you start feeling yourself. I believe it should be like they did it as one. But anyway, so that's the rumors. Let me keep going. Now that female celebrity has retained the services of a defense attorney, as she has been questioned several times as a part of the new criminal investigation into Perry's death, which was launched by law enforcement in May. Okay, it says on Saturday afternoon, October 28th, 2023, actor Matthew Perry was found in the jacuzzi at his home in the Los Angeles area of Pacific Palisades. Now, Pacific Palisades is a very, very exclusive neighborhood in LA, but they don't get a lot of clout like Beverly Hills or Malibu. But Pacific Palisades is very, very nice. I'll keep going. Around 4 p.m., paramedics were called to the home located on, they give the address, okay, Blue Sail Drive, but were unable to revive the beloved actor. That evening, as news was shared, it became the general consensus that Perry died of an apparent drowning, though an autopsy would be performed to determine his cause of death with certainty. When law enforcement arrived at Perry's home, they reportedly found no evidence of foul play and no drugs were found at the scene. So, we don't know all of it, but this seems very weird. If all that happened, it had to be something. Somebody said something. What made them reopen the case? I mean, we don't know. They're not telling us, but
Oh yeah,
what do you
I
think,
don't
Perry?
know.
Doesn't that sound odd?
I don't know, but they said they went to the scene. No drugs was found on the
Right.
scene next to the jacuzzi because they was in his damn body. He didn't leave nothing left.
Right. Okay. So I
Apparently,
think this happened to Jim Belushi. Does this happen to Jim Belushi? Belushi. There's an old comedian named Jim Belushi, and or was it Jim
is it John
Belushi?
Belushi? John, was it John
No, it
Belushi?
was
I
Jim.
don't know.
But I'm
Oh,
wondering, was he the one, or was it the really heavy set guy? What is his name? Chris, little man in the fat suit. Chris something. I can't think of his name. Anyway, he passed away, and there was a lady of the night with
mhm.
him that left the scene because she didn't want to be in trouble. She was like a prostitute. What is his name? Chris. And he used to be with David Spade all the time. You don't remember him?
uh, I
Oh,
remember
Chris
a
Farley.
popular
Chris Farley. Thank you. Thank
Charlie.
you.
That's it. That's it. Thanks, Bobo.
Yeah. Thank you, Bobo. It
Bobo.
seems like another one of those situations. So if you're the last person seen with him and y'all are doing some kind of drugs together, you're going to get in trouble too.
Damn.
That's why a lot of times they leave. But if it is Courtney, everybody's saying it's Courtney. I just don't see Courtney doing that.
And is Courtney married? You said?
She was married to David Arquette.
Oh, was. Oh, I'm gonna say
Was.
shit. That's why she left.
But besides that, I don't know who it is. Yeah, that would be nasty if somehow he ODs, she finds him, instead of staying, she leaves. Whoever it is, the police are very interested in it. Let me keep reading. It says, sadly, some of Perry's fans and friends began to wonder. Perry, you wondered the same exact thing. I don't know if you remember this. You were like, that just doesn't sound right to me. Remember you said that?
Yeah.
When they said that he overdosed and you in the jacuzzi, and you kept saying it just doesn't sound right.
Well, it didn't.
What made you say that?
No, I mean, really, you sitting your ass down. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess you can overdose anywhere, and hell, you could be in church, but it just didn't sound right. It sounded like they were just saying, throwing something out there just to
Hmm.
give it an excuse.
What does it say? Sadly, some of Perry's fans and friends begin to wonder if other things were to blame for the star's death, especially a light of this very public and for years. He had been a addict for a long, long time before he got on Friends. So they said that Warner Brothers released a statement shortly after the news of Perry's death was shared. Warner Brothers media released a statement describing Perry as an incredible, gifted actor who was a continued with, I can't read that. And then they wished him well. It says that an autopsy was performed but was considered inconclusive.
Yeah, because I remember the story came out.
Well,
It said that he accidentally drowned in his jacuzzi. So
well,
that was
why
the
would it
story.
be inconclusive? They said at first it was an overdose of ketamine.
Oh,
Hmm,
yeah.
interesting. Yeah, very interesting. On December 11th, LA County medical examiner's report was complete and autopsy results were made public according to the report, which was a attribute of several things. The report released Friday by Los Angeles Medical Examiner's Office shows Perry's blood tested positive for ketamine. Yeah, that's what I thought, which is a known to, I don't know, it cuts off here in the words. At the high levels of ketamine were found in postmortem blood. The man's lethal effects would be from both cardiovascular. Okay, so that's like a cardiovascular disease is when the arteries start getting blocked in the heart. So there was a number of things. So they're saying that heart disease he had and a lot of ketamine was in his system. I don't know. We'll have to let it play out. But they're saying that this unknown, very famous person is very worried now, hired counsel. She's been interviewed by the police 2 times, and now they sent people out to her house to collect her iPhone and her laptop.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
but could they, whoever this person is, right? I mean, could they actually arrest that person if they both were sitting there doing drugs?
yeah,
I mean,
especially because so when it was one of the other people, I think it was Chris Farley. They couldn't prove it, but they thought that she had shot him up, administered it in him.
oh,
So
okay, right. But okay, so she assisted. But I'm just saying, like, if she just passed him the blunt, could they, and she poked token on it, could they get her?
look at this.
And I don't know. It's weird.
Somebody said ketamine is a horse tranquilizer.
Damn,
A
that's
horse
weird.
tranquilizer?
Yeah, that's like if that shit can put down a horse.
A horse tranquilizer? You
Hmm.
gotta want to get high really bad to put a horse tranquilizer medicine in your body. Someone says, I think it's Jennifer Anderson. Aniston.
Hmm.
I like Jennifer. No,
I mean,
no.
well, if the person was there and he was, did overdose in front of them, I would think they would call, unless the person was married and didn't need to be on the scene with Perry.
Bobo said Lisa Kudrow. Now, I think Lisa Kudrow husband is a very famous producer. I'll look that up. Mickey says he had cardiac emergency due to an OD and he fell slumped over in the hot tub and drowned because he was still breathing in the water
Hmm.
found in his lungs. Well, then why are they reopening this case? It's weird. Why are they reopening it?
Unless they
Is
trying
she
to figure out if somebody purposely took him out. I mean, that'd probably be the only reason, wouldn't it?
and I need to find out more. I need to find out how ketamine is ingested. Do you shoot it? Is it pill form? Do you swallow it? Do you snort it? I don't know anything about ketamine. Nothing.
Yeah.
If
I don't
she
know.
gave them to him and left and he died, she's in trouble. Oh no. Oh no.
I
This
mean,
is
so
all
she would have
so
to shoot him up.
messy.
Wow.
Yeah, Bijou said, did they look to see if it was a criminal case when Whitney was found? Now, okay, so okay. Speaking of Whitney Houston, I was gonna do another video about this. Whitney Houston, according to the rumors, I got to be very careful. I don't know any of this. This is what I heard. I got to look it up. Allegedly. According to the rumors, what's his name? Ray J, right? Ray J. Brandy's little brother, Brandy Norwood, the singer, had bought the drugs for Whitney and was supposed to be the one that gave her the drugs. So Friday, Dr. Umar, you know who he is,
Uh,
came out and said that he thinks Whitney Houston was unalived. It's crazy. I'm gonna do a whole video about it.
wow.
And yeah, and somebody intentionally gave her too many drugs. Now he's saying
Hmm.
that there's security, should be security footage of who went in and out of that room, and they would show evidence if Ray J was the last person to see her or not. So people are asking that the Whitney Houston case get reopened.
Mm.
I
Well,
know. And then let me see. I just seen this in the chat. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I seen it. Well, anyway, they're blaming Clive Davis for wanting her unalived. It's deep. It's
yeah,
deep.
that's
Look,
sort of
everybody's
crazy.
saying it's Clive.
I mean, what was that for
Everybody.
publishing rights and things like that? I mean, whatever. Yeah, now I can see
Right,
that. But
for her masters. Now,
right,
at the same time, they had Michael Jackson, who they were trying to get his masters. At the president at the time was Tommy Mottola, and
mhm.
Michael Jackson did come out and say that it was the record labels behind all of that child touching stuff. He said that when he was with Al Sharpton when they went to this church. So I'm gonna put a video together. It's deep. I mean, if
Wow.
you would have told me 10 years ago that Diddy had some kind of ex trafficking thing and all the stuff that he was doing, I would say that's hard to believe.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
you can't really underestimate anybody. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. Look, y'all are all into it. I thought I was the only one that was looking into it. They said Whitney was writing the book. She was supposed to be writing a
It's
book.
something about writing a book that gets your ass taken out real quick these days. I ain't
I know
writing a
it's
book, nobody. I ain't writing a book.
it says Jennifer was married to Brad Pitt. Ooh. Oh, that's the super famous husband. It's it's Jennifer. Well, that's it. My mind is made up. It's Jennifer Aniston. Who else had a husband that famous as Brad Pitt? He is as A-list can be. Oh
But
my
now we got to
God.
figure out why would she want Matthew Perry gone? Do we think she
Well,
did
I
it on
don't think she
purpose or
wanted him gone, but she could have gave him what he asked for or
right?
something.
But is Jennifer? I mean, yeah, she could have been married to Brad Pitt. It got to be some motive.
It's Jennifer.
Why? What? I mean, why she would leave?
Listen,
I mean,
he's
instead of
more
just
famous than the other
calling
two husbands.
911, huh? Or helping, huh? Go ahead.
I'm just reading everybody. Someone said it's not Jennifer. It has to be Jennifer. I'm convinced. Who else has a superstar husband? Who else?
Hmm.
And they're calling this person an A-list actor. Friends, they made a lot of money. They made $1 million per episode. So all of them are millionaires many, many times over. Let's see what else somebody's saying. I thought Bobby Christina boy was the last person was with her when he's alive. She's talking about Nick Gordon, who also ended up passing away a couple years later from an overdose. So
Hmm.
if it was Nick, and it very well could have been Nick, because he was just strung out and not a good role model. Whitney took him in as her son, and then when she passed away, he starts dating, what's her name? Bobby Christina.
Hmm.
They called her Chrissy. All this is weird. While Jennifer or Courtney could do this suddenly, commit a crime in their 40s and 50s. We're just playing devil's advocate. We're just trying to say, who are they talking about?
Yeah.
Well, wow.
And at
An
this point,
unalive person cannot clean up a crime scene.
I don't think whoever's with him, just my opinion, I don't got enough information, but just saying from what I'm hearing so far, I don't see a reason, no motive for nobody to take him out unless they were just partying with him
And
and
it went too.
realize, hey, this has gone too far. This is gonna hit the news. I can't have my man or my woman realize I
Or the
was with this
media.
person in a jacuzzi.
Yeah,
You see
yeah.
what I'm saying? So I'm thinking this somebody was having an affair with him, and I would see a motive if somebody had an insurance policy out on them or something. Now I can see that.
Fly Girl says, no, Jen is not doing anything wrong. I mean, she has the reputation of a very good person. That's why I find it hard to believe, but she was married to Brad Pitt. That's why I say Jennifer.
Yeah, but
There's
we don't
all
know
these
who it
stories
is. Yeah.
coming out. Someone said, I think Matthew was unalived. It was a mistake. I think it was a mistake too, but somebody could still been involved that really, was good friends with him and didn't intend for this to happen. But when it happened, got the hell out of there.
Panic and didn't want their name. You know, A lot of
associated.
people go to crack houses. They don't want to make the news when that crack house get raided. They don't want their name on the blotter. And I just think it was something to that effect.
Who's blowing up my phone? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what's going on. All right, let's move on to the really crazy story. That's the Derricos. Now, I don't watch this show. I mean, I watch the show, but I don't cover the show. So what happens is, hey, Freddie, how you doing? He lied about his sobriety and allegedly got girls from apps, Mathew Perry, to get him drugs.
Mm.
Oh, there's more to this story that we didn't know. Where have you been, Freddie? I haven't seen Freddie. He's probably been busy. We've been busy. We've been busy. Because this house is kicking our ass, ain't it?
Well, maybe that explains it. If that's the case, it could be a high-powered Hollywood escort that, you know, that was there, bringing the parties more than one way, just bringing the whole package of everything. But don't want to be associated with that because that could hurt business. I don't think nobody
I
want to
don't
be calling the escort next week that was just with a man that's gone.
I don't know. It's very weird. All we can do is speculate. It looks like the authorities are on the job, so we have to wait until they come forward. So let's move on to down with the Derricos. Derricos. I keep calling them Derricos. It's
Down with the
Derricos.
down and dirties. Something ain't right about that situation.
Perry, please don't make me laugh. Let me
No,
tell
no,
the
no. I'm just saying.
story.
Well, are we talking about it now?
Yeah, we're talking about it now.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, for real. It doesn't make sense. I watched the AT2 show. He was talking about it. Something ain't making sense to me to where who would want that many damn kids? And then they saying that were they married the whole time? Is it some kind of I don't know. I feel like if you wanted 14, 15 kids, how many damn kids they got? If you wanted that many kids, then you should never file for no damn divorce because that was part of your choice to be in that thing.
Okay, well, the whole thing is weird. Okay, so the first person that I heard to talk about this was Katie Joy.
Mhm.
And she said, and this was like 2 years ago, might have been even 3 years ago. She was the first person to break the news that they were not married. They could not find a marriage certificate. And that's one of the easiest things to find. And she also realized that Karen, the mom, doesn't she look like a teenager? She's right here. Never used the last name Derricos until after Katie outed them.
Oh, I
And
thought
she also said that they lived in separate dwellings, separate homes, right? And then they tried to get everything. They tried to, in my opinion, that's when I think they ran and got married. But anyway, I didn't really care too much if they were married, not married. I still looked at them as a family because when you got that many damn kids,
right.
okay, y'all need to remain a team. And plus, it seemed like they loved having kids. Who else is going to date her or him with that many kids? So then also they start
Too
digging
much.
into his background and start finding out that he was a scammer. Now, I'm going to go very lightly because the things that I'm saying can really damage their reputation. So I'm only talking about it neutrally in a hopefully good kind of way. So then it was Katie that first reported that they were scammers because she looked up Karen's records and Karen was actually charged by the state for welfare fraud, padding your numbers, whatever that means. But I'm sure it means something about so you can get more money. She
Right.
actually went to court and had to reimburse $1,800. Now I could see that with that many kids, right? So right there, that's not a good look. You've got felonies on your record. You go by the last name Karen, not Derrico. And then they started really getting into it. So then other people started jumping in and then they start coming up with more and more stuff. Okay, so before they were filming, they lived in this house. This is a 2,000 square foot home with 14 children.
Damn.
That's unbelievable. Okay, it's a single level rancher. Then when they start filming, they start filming in this home. This is the home that most of the oh, let me see if I can put it up on Zillow. You know, we're nosy. We like to go inside. This is the house that they record. And I tried to find inside pictures for the other house, but there were none. Because I'm just curious, like, how do you squeeze that many children in one house? So then they were in this home. This is the home that they've been filming in. And this is the home that they lost to foreclosure, right? They never talk about this on the show. Here's the home. It's a nice home. I mean, not for 14 kids.
Yeah.
This is 2,300 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. They fixed it up really nice.
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice in there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But they couldn't afford it. So the house fell into foreclosure. And the bank, they tried to sell it. The bank tried to sell it, couldn't sell it. So they owned this property for the longest. They end up selling it eventually. Okay. But on the show, they just have them say, oh, we need a bigger house. We have to move. Okay. So I'm looking for the new address. Cannot find it. This house, let me show you the new house. This house is big, very big, and probably double the mortgage, even if they got it at a deal because it was a fixer upper. It's still more money than the house that they lived in, and they live in North Vegas. Okay, so right now it makes no sense. They're in a financial bind. This is what I'm figuring out. They don't tell us that the house was in foreclosure. You go get a bigger house, even though it's a fixer upper. This is in the nice part of North Vegas, right where we were. Remember on that Nellis border? Remember when we were looking for houses, and this is a whole like a nice development in the middle of not so nice.
Right.
Is the new nice development. That's where this house is, and they can't afford the house. This is what I'm thinking. And she was probably stressed, overworked, with 14 kids, and want to get out of it before the next scam comes out. Now, the last scam that they had going on was he has a company that is not registered. What is it called? REEC Enterprises. That's registered out of Detroit. So it's obviously in Michigan. He was flipping houses. Perry, you said you can change addresses. I don't know why it's not up to date yet, but I can't find any evidence of a company here. Also, too, this business is registered to a house in Detroit. Just a regular house, not an office, but that's not a crime. We work out our home, but there would be some evidence of your houses. I'm not saying he doesn't have houses. I can't find them, but I found plenty about this scandal. See if I can find the article right here. So, according to a lot of people and many articles out there about it, they never talked about it on the show. What, they think we're dumb? They're just going to, act like your house went in foreclosure. You didn't try to sue the bank from foreclosing on you. You did everything possible before you just got kicked out the house. They don't bring that up. They do not. But anyway, so what he had going on during filming, this all happened in 2018 through 2020, is he would find people that had homes that had trouble with their mortgage. Okay. And this was during a time when it was really hard to sell your homes. He would come in. Have you ever seen those commercials that say, we'll buy your home if you're in distress?
On the highways, little signs stuck up there. We buy homes. Yeah.
Right. So he would pay them. He would pay the people to quick deed them. Okay, so quick claim deed is when you just turn your property over to someone else. But here's the thing, in the state of Nevada, because I think we could do it all day long in California and maybe Virginia, but in Nevada, you have to still qualify for the home. Does that make sense? So you have to still make a certain amount of money for them to quick deed anybody a home. Not only that, he gets them to quick deed them the home by lying to them. He put the deed in fraudulent names. What were some of the names? Marlo Abbott, Marlo Mitchell. your name is not Marlo. It's crazy. So I was pulling up the court papers. And so, one, that's fraud because he told them, you quick deed it to me. And then when the house actually falls into a foreclosure, I will make a deal with the bank at a cheaper price. And then that's how I would purchase the home. He also was in business with his friend. He had a friend that was doing it with him. I can't find his name, but that is that's an intentional scam. You know that if you quick deed anybody, you have to qualify, first of all, and then the phony names. The reason that the case was eventually dropped is they couldn't get enough people to testify. So he seems very nice on the show, but you have been charged with several felonies, sir. A lot. Let me pull up these court papers really quick. Let me read this really quickly. Maybe it's in here. I don't have to go through those court papers again. I'm not trusting him at all. And he can't make a lot of money. He also had a lot of businesses in different names. One was a record company. He also has listed on his portfolio that he's an actor. I don't remember seeing him in anything except for.
He right about that. He acting when he go on that show at Monte.
People have the other names. Oh, you guys are all over. Yeah, he was putting them in scammer names. Okay. All right. So let me read this. It says Deon Derrico has a dark past. Come Tuesday, Doubling Down with Derricos premieres on TLC and introduces fans to yet another large family of 16. Deon and Karen dance their troubles away with their brood of 11 kids as they await the birth of 3 more. Oof. On the show since season 1. There should be a law. There should be a law. If you can't afford to take care of them and you're tricking people into signing you over their homes, you should not have that many kids if you can't afford them. The welfare fraud means you can't afford them and you're trying to get as much money as you can. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
It says, but
when was this article put out?
2020.
Oh, okay.
When he was going through that.
They're expecting 3 more. I was just making sure.
It says, I get it. But the family patriarch, Deon, who's quite popular locally for having fathered natural quintuplets, which had charged with 16 counts, including 10 felonies. I don't know how he got away with this. 10 felonies, 16 misdemeanors. But did the father of 14 get his name cleared? Keep reading. He did, because they couldn't get enough people to testify.
Damn.
He shouldn't even be on the show. And plus, I like the show. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I think they're a cute, big family. But like most people that go on reality TV, then your skeletons start coming out. And you're a little bit, of a con artist. Sorry, it is. And you shouldn't have gotten away with that. It's no way in hell you didn't know that you weren't breaking the law, especially with the Nevada law saying that a person has to qualify before you can quick deed them. Because I could buy a house, and this is what I'm upset about. I have several homes. I could buy a house, give it to my son, quick deed him, but he has to qualify. That's to stop these kind of scams from going on. Hopefully it doesn't turn into a nationwide law, because we do a lot of real estate and it's just a pain, because I can't just give my kid a house who's 20.
Right.
And I'm allowed to do, if I can do that, then I should be able to do that. And I feel like it's a law designed to stop people from running scams. And everybody, they're going to get their money one way or the other. Does that make sense?
It's protecting the bank, right? It's protecting the bank from a standpoint like, I loaned you the money because I know you qualify for it. You ain't going to take it out your name, and I'm no longer going to hold you responsible. And then all of a sudden, now this next person that's supposedly buying the house, let it go. Who am I coming after? The person with nothing? No, I'm going after your ass. I mean, I'm just saying, but it's crazy.
Also, they're saying that they got a divorce in 2 days. Now, that seems really quick to a lot of people, but that's the
Right.
law here in Vegas. Uh, all the way up until Katie Joy accused them of not being married. She went by Karen Carter, and now all of a sudden they're trying to do all this. So I think they're, and then I show no record of this home. I cannot find whose name it is in.
Right.
I can't find the home. So, if they don't have this job, I just don't see how they can afford this home. They live in a really nice neighborhood now, and you couldn't afford the 2,000 square foot home. So
Well,
it's all shady, and that's the only income that you got coming in. Also, Katie Joy exposed the fact that they had adopted another son, an older son. His name is Darren, right?
mhm,
His name is Darren. Now, they don't speak to Darren. Now, they adopted Darren in his teens. He was a teenager that lived in Detroit, that had family problems. They took him in, and he ended up having drug problems. Okay. And it would sound like he was just hell on wheels. He's also the person that said back in 2018 that they were not married. That's just his girlfriend.
mhm.
He said that in court, and he said it in the newspaper. So that's like, it's like everything is so weird. Now let's just say they're not married and they ran and got married after Katie exposed
Well,
them.
yeah, go ahead.
Why wouldn't they be married with all them
Well,
kids?
okay, now I'm gonna tell you this why. Because sometimes when you're married and your debt becomes somebody else's, for one, when
Mm-hmm.
you dealing with welfare, right?
Uh-huh.
You walk your ass in and tell me I'm married, we got 2 kids. I ain't talking about 14. They ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
give you shit. You gonna have to be a single parent, right?
Got you. Got you.
So
Got you. That
now,
makes a lot of sense, Perry.
why they could have gotten married when somebody was gonna expose them.
Mm-hmm.
If Katie Joy was gonna expose them not being married, let's go and get married, clean that up. But then the benefits start to drift away.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
you back in
yeah.
the hole, and if he's out here scamming and got all this shit on his side,
Uh-huh.
let's separate because let's get a divorce. So you go over here, still in the same house, you still married. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
well, living together, doing the same thing, but the liability go away.
Yep.
And now she's able, if it's all true, at this point she can get more assistance now being
Mm-hmm.
divorced than
Mm-hmm.
she could being with the scammer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But she could
Exactly.
at least
You're so right, because they also have a couple of open cases now. They have outstanding debts, and I
mhm,
just don't think they make enough money without the show. And people was like, he only has to pay $1,000 in child support, because when you don't count the show, he's not really making any money.
right.
So he's going around, I don't want to say scamming, but coming up with these get rich
Well,
schemes.
yeah, yeah. As far as the marriage, I wouldn't say a scam. I think he just playing,
Scamming for money.
well, yeah, yeah, scamming for money, but just using the rules to his benefit.
Hmm.
I can't remember the right term with it on top of my head,
Yeah.
but just basically going to that point, like, hey, we in this situation, and typically, if he got the businesses and all that, and with all those kids, I doubt if she seriously ever worked. Okay,
Right.
so
She,
now
yeah.
doing the show, she made the money,
Right.
but when you add both couples' income together, it's a problem. Now you get to also include his credit. If he been going rogue with all this stuff, now you all of a sudden want to reset and have something for the future. Let's divorce, and then
Exactly.
that way I don't get to worry about all your financial shit, right?
Yeah.
And then you can still make money, put money in my name, like send me the
Hmm.
money, and I
Hmm.
can qualify for the stuff at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's some kind of scam like that.
Well, anyway, with the what they fell out for with the oldest son, adopted son, who they adopted in their teens, is he said they would take credit cards and student loans out in his name to the tune of $84,000 without telling him. So this all went on his credit. He tried to sue them for it. I believe it's still open. Um, they hate each other. He went to the tabloids and told the story,
Damn.
and they don't speak anymore. Deon has referred to him as the devil.
Damn.
No, I was laughing because who says that about their child? Like, oh my gosh, they clearly don't get along. He says he's not on drugs anymore. So I'm real leery with that story because when a person's under the influence, they're very hard to deal with. So they're both describing each other as shady people. But, when you have a teenager that's under the influence, that's very hard to deal with. So
Right.
I don't know who's right or who's wrong. I'm just saying what happened. It's a mess. It is a hot mess. Also, they have all these weird different companies and different names. Let me pull up this one. This is Deon Derrico Entertainment. Oh, I guess at one time he was going to be a rapper. I don't want to put the address on the screen. She also has an LLC under Derrico's Closet. I keep calling it Derrico. I'm sorry, which is their home addresses. So it's kind of, I don't see any evidence. Oh, I hate to say this, of like a lucrative job.
Right.
Is the show, but it's okay. Kate and what was it? Kate plus 8. They were a mess. When you're on a reality TV for so long, you only get maybe a year or two grace period. And then after that, people are going to start digging into your background and finding out things. And one of the things right now is we don't know whose house this new home is in. But you're saying that you purchased it. It's not even under and he doesn't even have a real estate license, which is okay. We don't have real estate license. We had some, but we let them go because you don't have to have to have a license to be a flipper. But we can't see any evidence of all this lucrative flipping. I hate to say this because I know V loves the show. This is what people are talking about anyway, so it's slowly coming out.
No, something ain't right. Something ain't right about the whole thing, Sherelle. Let's keep it real.
Not.
Like, if that divorce took 2 days in Vegas, I get it. Yeah, things go faster, and this state is sort of liberal with, if you're tired of it, fucking just come and file the papers. We'll go ahead and clean it up. But the thing is this. Now, somebody gonna be mad on one side. It got to go non-contested, right? When you do something like that. Mm-hmm. Now, who gonna agree? Well, I'm gonna leave you after these 14, 15 kids. And you're gonna say, okay, I just signed the papers. Somebody's gonna contest it. They're gonna want something. We would have to see a divorce decree to see what was given to her or whatever. But it's just not making sense. That kind of divorce is gonna take a while. We got a lot of shit to talk about. And if you cheated on me, I don't
think it's cheating. I don't think it's cheating at all.
I'm just saying, after 14 kids, I'm mad as hell.
I think it's another scam to keep the money rolling in from TLC, which I'm not hating on because you got to make money somehow. That's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
And y'all might be kicked out of that house. Maybe you're renting it and saying that you bought it. But
right.
I can't find any evidence of it right now. If I do, I will certainly, because I want to like this family. And I'm telling you guys these things because it's going to come out eventually. And I'm pulling from articles and, some people picked up where Katie Joy left off and all of that stuff. So you're going to have to face it one day sooner or later. But, people are calling you a con artist. But I could see with that many kids and no real work. No offense. You don't.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't real work after the 3rd kid. It wasn't real work after the 5th kid. It was damn sure no real work after the 10th kid. I'm just saying, like, you got to have some kind of self-discipline. Hell, you ain't got to wait till the wife tell you no. You should be saying no.
Well, it's too late. They have 16 kids, and it is what it is. Right. They have an older daughter that's going to college. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
It is what it is. But what I'm saying is that you got to go out there and find something to take care of him. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he got a job somewhere. He got some. I mean, because that show.
I don't see any evidence of any other job. I'm going to keep looking. I don't want to, tear them down. I'm just saying we can't find any evidence of you. How are you making your money? Were you just scamming all these people? I can't find any evidence of a solid job. Like,
and I'm not even sure if it's true.
Like you used to work at the post office. That is documented.
Right.
From this date to this date. I just can't find any other jobs. That's all.
I don't know.
So, but I like the show and they got a lot of kids and if the divorce is real, it's because they're probably about to be broke again, and she's probably tired of living that kind of life. So
Yeah, but what's she gonna do by herself? And like, if what I read last week or something, a couple days ago, that he only get to pay $1,000 in child support.
yeah, but they're not going off the money off the show. And someone says he does real estate. I just want to see evidence of the real estate because the actual company is registered back in Detroit. I'm not saying he doesn't do real estate. I haven't seen any evidence besides the scamming part. That's well documented. They actually went to trial about it, list all the houses, list all the aliases. So two things I can't find: whose house the new name is, whose name the new house is in, any evidence of any other job before being on the show, and it was something else I can't find evidence of. It's just hard to find evidence on him. I think they're broke again, and maybe they're doing this to keep the money coming in, which is okay because every housewife I've ever met, first they tell the truth and then they start lying to keep the money rolling in. That's what
Yeah, or
happens.
it could be jazzing it up for the storyline because at this point, everybody know you got 14 kids. They ain't impressed no more. So now you can't have no more babies. We're gonna act like we're getting a divorce. Is it for a storyline just to keep a paycheck going somewhere?
Let's just keep investigating. But I know they
Or,
don't have
or
real
is
estate
it like
license,
what I'm
huh?
saying, just to separate it where she can get more assistance
I think so.
by
I
herself?
think so.
And we
I
can
think
see what
all
they're
of their
yeah.
scamming is ways to bring in money for 14 or 16 damn kids. That's what I think happened. Let me see what y'all think. He had a grown ass man assistant who also helped with the 14 kids. I don't want to say this. I'm telling you what the rumors are. The rumors are is that Deon, I hate to say this, I'm not the only person to say it,
What you gonna say?
that he's gay and that's his gay lover that lives in the house with them. He's supposed to be like a nanny type thing that they adopted. Like who adopts a grown ass?
No, that's too much for me. I mean,
I'm just saying that's the rumors. I don't know if it's true. I'm not saying it's true. That's just what everybody's
I don't
saying.
know. I mean, because I think that was the case. He's been suppressed for all those years. To have 14 kids, you were suppressed in the club. Oh no, I don't. No.
I'm laughing because obviously people in the chat watch it.
Now I seen the show. I
Look at
thought it
this.
was cute. But I'm thinking, damn, that'd be a handful. Because after a while, you don't forget the kids' names.
We are so messy. I feel bad. What if he's not gay? I do think it's unusual to adopt
I
a
mean,
grown
look,
ass man. But I like the show. I like the show, and I hope the show stays but sooner or later, they got to,
hold on. He didn't adopt. What you mean? Adopted?
Okay, so there's two adopted sons. So there's that one that they had from Detroit that he was a drug addict.
Right.
So they had a lot of problems with him. And you can't help a drug addict. They have to want help. And then on the show, there's an old friend of his. I don't know why they adopted him. That lives with them, and they kind of use him as a nanny. So it's a little, it's a little odd.
It's free help, I guess, when they adopted him. I mean, because I'm telling you, it took the neighborhood to dress the kids for school. When I seen the show, and for real, they'll come down and they get to have them in groups. Group A.
Yeah, it was so many kids.
Yeah. And then you had to dress them in certain codes. I think they had to have name tags. Because hell, how you gonna remember 14 different names?
Let me read Pia. Hold on, Pia. She says, I really don't think children should be used for a check. Yeah. How else are they gonna make money, Jerry? I mean, I see what you're saying, but that's why he was scamming, because 14 kids, that's a lot. It's horrible in my opinion. And then lean on the state for assistance. It's not right.
Yeah.
Well, I can't find any evidence of any other job. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. They're good people, but now you know why he adopted the man?
No.
Do you know why he adopted the man, Pia? Why did just let him live in your house? Why do you have to adopt them? Kind of weird.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. The whole
I
thing
mean,
is weird.
maybe that's another write-off too. No, no, how
What?
old was the man?
Do you want me to drop the link, Pia? If you know why he adopted this man,
How old were the man?
he's grown man. He's over 18. I would
Huh.
say 25.
So I mean, you don't even get no more benefit. I mean, like, I don't know.
See, Pia, she's actually confirming what I'm saying. The internet is calling him gay. I hate to say it. I didn't say it. This is what the internet is saying, and that the guy is his lover.
It's still hard for me to believe. That's a lot of kids to really, well, I
Look,
don't
y'all
know.
going in. Let me see. But they adopted a 25-year-old. It sounds. Someone said
Are
something
are
that
they
she was.
adopting the kids to make the numbers seem bigger? Like, because when we watched the show, if it was then with 3 kids, hell no. You'd be like, okay, and
Well,
we all
Felicia's
live in
saying
a
now that he was a orphan and he doesn't have family on of his own. But why do you have to adopt him? He's grown at this point. How many kids are adopted? Just one that I know of. One passed away, and one was the one they tried to help in Detroit, but he turned into an addict. In Texas, you can get an adoption. What's it say? Subsidies for each child that subsidies, pardon me, that for each child that you adopt through CPS, free medical too.
Okay.
Well,
So
it's not that
he
easy.
basically hired the guy was helping in the house. He adopted him so the guy could stay healthy and keep working because he needed the free medical.
After a certain amount, you reach a limit from the system, right? I
Well, I
don't
would
know how
guess.
that works.
I mean, that's what I would think.
Well,
Like,
no. Why would they do that? All kids need to eat. So why
okay,
would they put a limit?
no. It's a difference though. When you do taxes, I mean, you don't do taxes. What I'm
I
saying
don't
is
do
a certain
taxes.
thing that it cuts off, unless
Really?
the only benefit would be as an individual. Well, no, if they over a certain age, well, maybe if they ain't working, maybe you could write them off as a dependent at
I
the end of
want
the
the
year.
show to stay
I
on. So
don't
I'm
know.
not trying to trash the show, but these are things people are talking about. And so it's a lot.
Terrell,
Y'all,
I'm
I
not
didn't know this
trashing the
many
show
people
neither.
watch the
I'm just
show.
saying it just seemed crazy to me because I thought the show was cute. I was
It
like,
is
oh, that's
cute.
wild, but it's weird. And I mean, because I like to see a person that's into family, not worrying about how they live. Because obviously, shit, you can't worry too much about how you live if you got 14, 15 kids in that small ass house. And then, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, but
Well,
I'm
they have
saying,
a bigger house now. That's the one
yeah,
that I kept trying to get you to do the background check on. I
yeah,
can't figure it out. It's Apple Pie says, I know you can get paid if they are foster kids, but not after they are adopted.
right,
Wow. So
right.
that explains all the scamming to me. It's because they need money. They did not adopt the guy, nanny.
Annie.
They're only using the word adopted because they treat him like family.
Okay,
Okay, because
good, good, good.
that's real weird,
Yeah.
real weird. Okay, I want to talk about this really quick and then we're done. They said that Justin Timberlake, remember I told you guys they're talking about him getting a DUI, but people are saying that he is an addict and an alcoholic. Let me read this. Renee Glover says, in Pennsylvania, if you adopt a child from CPS, you are paid till they are 18, or graduate college.
Hmm.
Wow. But I don't know, that kid, he had a lot of internal problems. So Karen is the dad's beard. Yeah, that's what they're saying. I'm not saying I don't know, but that's what they're saying. And
I don't
him
believe it
dyeing his
though.
hair blonde didn't help anything. It
I don't
really
believe
didn't. And he lost a lot of weight. The one he adopted, he probably groomed. And has a nanny for cover. Oh,
it. Damn.
damn.
Well,
A
y'all going
divorce
in deep on
finalized
that.
in 2 days. Well, I will say it does seem okay. How do I word this? It seems odd that you would bring a grown man into your house. And I hope you're just using the word adoption. I don't know. You guys are going to get scrutinized this season, so prepare because people have questions, especially when they found out about.
I think he
You
needed
know,
free labor. That's a lot of
I
damn
don't think
kids.
so
Somebody got
either.
to drive them, pick up, and all that stuff. I mean, but I don't know. But I don't think he's gay though.
I
That's
don't
not
either.
me. I don't know. Like
Good.
I
Yeah,
said,
we don't know. There's no evidence. We have not observed anything. Okay, so let's go into Justin Timberlake. Okay, so the news try to make like, oh, he just had a DUI. He had too much to drink at dinner and he's fine. And nobody's really talking about that. Justin Timberlake is crying out for help. Nobody's talking about it. They said he's been an addict for years. It's not just alcohol, it's also drugs. And you got people like Gail, and it was someone else. Gail, what's Gail's last name? Oprah's Gail, I can't think of her last name, coming out defending his DUI. Oh, he didn't mean it. He didn't mean it. What if the DUI would have went a different way, Gail, and he would have took someone's life or ran into something? He broke the law. Stop coddling him. There was another famous person saying, oh, Justin's fine, and they're downplaying that he's an addict.
mm-hmm.
Okay, but according to Takeout Media, he did a performance this weekend in Vegas, and they said this is the performance, and they said he was so high and smelled of alcohol. Oh, wait, music. Damn. Hope I didn't have that on long enough.
No, you good.
That he's starting to be public with it. This is how. Okay, you guys. No, I'm not going to talk about that right now, but I will on another day. It's a lot of stuff coming in. And no one's talking about he needs rehab. Why isn't anybody saying Justin Timberlake needs rehab? Because you can only hide this so long. He got a DUI. Now you're doing performances. Your eyes are glazed. Let me see if I can turn down the sound. It's not going to work. They're still trying to get him to work like everything is normal. Stop everything and put this man in rehab.
Well, I think I don't think they could just put them in themselves, right? I mean, so that's the problem with it. Now you can't overlook and say, "Hey, it's not a problem," but I think Gail says that because it's a Timberlake, right?
Because she likes Justin Timberlake,
if that was Lil Boozy,
you're messy.
no, I'm just saying
You are messy.
Can't be shot. Lock him up. Lock him up.
I mean, yeah, if he was a rapper, would they take it more serious?
Right.
I don't know, but they are really doing the most to protect Justin Timberlake, and you're not helping him. You have to send this man to rehab. Okay, I liked him back in the day too, and I thought he was just aging badly, but no, he's got a problem, and so he needs to go to rehab. Oh, they were talking. I heard some stuff about Wendy Williams. Well, we'll do it next time.
Okay.
So anyway, you guys know I don't like to go over an hour. Let me take a couple. Gayle King is hard on black men, but easy on the people that are non-black.
I think she got some kind of fetish. I think she got some kind of little freaky thing going on behind Oprah back.
Perry is just bound and determined to get me in trouble. And the way he talked about Britney, someone was telling me a story about Britney. He told Britney stop doing drugs or something like this. But, he's got a problem. And for me, I think he has a problem because when you are famous at a young age, you get used to that lifestyle. So he was first he did the Mickey Mouse Club with Christina Aguilera and all them. And he went all the way up to adulthood being famous. Well, then all of a sudden, when boy bands weren't that popular anymore, they're not screaming your name. That could be hard to deal with. You have to do the Chitlin circuit, and you know what I mean? You're just not the it guy anymore. And for me, Justin was the most famous of NSYNC. That's what I think. I know. Sherelle, you do not send people to rehab. They sign up. Yeah. What she's saying is if he doesn't want to go, he's not
right. That's the thing. And I told you, he said no. They said, do you think that you want to go and work on yourself before you go on your tour? He said,
my mind's telling me no.
Let me get out of here. Addicts have to want to get help. Well, this is just a bad situation.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we are going to be following him because he needs help. So until he even acknowledges, even the fans have to acknowledge, Gail has to acknowledge there's a problem here and he needs help.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, me and Perry will see you tomorrow.
I just tell you, the casinos don't want him to get the help. The liquor stores don't want him to get the help because they want the business. But anyway.
It's a mess, yeah. All right, you guys, we will see you tomorrow. Perry, you have any last words?
No, I'm good. Hey, people, be safe out there. Please do not drink and drive. Until tomorrow.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit,
Fuck this shit, people. We are out. We will see you tomorrow.
I'm just grab myself and leave.